Hey everyone, since we are having some bad weather today, and some of us are probably experiencing a quote unquote snow day, I figured I would get on here, do some quick little trainings that could be snippets of information that can make a difference. So, this first one is going to be very simple. It's going to be your display settings inside of ConnectBLC as well as your business card. So you can see I've gone ahead and I have logged into MyBor. This is the home page. From here, you can actually click directly into ConnectBLC. And it's going to take you to your dashboard. Now, my dashboard is going to look different than yours. I have gone ahead and customized this to myself, but work with me here. Where you'll want to go is to click the icon in the top right corner, which should either be your initials or your photo if you've gone ahead and uploaded your photo. When you click that, you're going to get a drop-down menu, and what we're going to talk about today first is the display settings. So go ahead and click on display settings, and what this allows you to do is to change the way the information is presented to you. If you have not changed it yet, yours is going to look like default and default. I have already changed mine, so I went with compact and classic. And if you're just curious what those differences look like, there is a link right here that takes you to a help article. So if we click on that, we've got default. So you'll notice this top bar is white with blue lettering, and this is just kind of like one straight bar of information across. Default high contrast is going to give you a grid breakdown, and this is the view of when you're looking at your search results. So it's just giving you a little bit more contrast by adding the grid. If you go default classic, you're going to see that top bar turn blue, and then the grid is not necessarily as prominent, but you do see individual squares. Compact default, you'll notice that more information is fitting on the page. Here there are 12 options that are coming back. Here there were only 9. So it is making the font a little smaller to fit more on the page. Compact high contrast is again fitting more on the page, but this also has the grid. And your last option is compact classic, which is more on the page, blue bar across the top. No defined grid that's visible, but clearly defined areas. Again, choose your preference. I personally found that I like the compact and the classic. If you want the font to be a little larger, though, you do want to go with default for spacing. And then you would click Save. The next thing we're going to talk about is your business card. So again, you would click the photo or your initials in the top right corner. And now we're going to go to Settings, which is the second to the bottom option in this dropdown. Your business card is the information that is shared with other BLC members inside of ConnectBLC. So you'll see I'm sharing my title, I'm sharing the name of my brokerage, I'm sharing my brokerage address, I'm also sharing my brokerage phone number, so the office phone, as well as my cell phone. You'll see that there's a link here to view my listings, my email address, and then what would be my website, which we will talk about shortly. In order to modify your business card, you would click under Personal Information, the first bullet point, which says Modify My Contact Info and Online Business Card. On this page, you're going to have a prompt across the top that says you cannot change anything that is in a grayed out field and that you need to contact MyBor to make those changes. You'll notice nearly everything on this page is a grayed out field. Let's talk about the few options that you can change on this page, and I will show you where you can change everything else. If you speak a language other than English, you can open this drop down. You can make that selection, and then you do need to press OK to add it. After you press OK, of course, you would need to press Save for any changes you make on this screen. I do not speak any languages other than English, so I'm going to remove that. Next, you're going to notice that you can check how your name is going to display. So if you go by a nickname, so Andy instead of Andrew, Bob instead of Robert, you can choose to include your nickname. You can choose to include your middle initial. Your last name will absolutely be included. And then you can choose whether or not to share any designations that you've added to your profile. I do not use a nickname. I don't really want to share my middle initial, so I'm not going to mess with that. Those are really the only two changes you can make to the actual information. We are going to talk about this bottom section in a moment once I show you where you can make these changes on a different place within MyBore. So if we go back to MyBore Central, which is where you were prompted to sign in and you clicked the icon for ConnectBLC, if you're under the My Account section and then you click My Profile, you're going to notice that you have the option to add a photo. If you click this pencil, you would be able to add a photo. I could click Remove and then browse any photos that are on this laptop to make my profile photo. I don't want to change my photo, so I'm going to hit Cancel. You can update your information. So notice you can't change your name. That you actually do need to contact MyBore for. If you wanted to add a business phone, you could put that in here. Your personal phone, your mobile phone, or a fax. Now this fax field, I do want to point out, is your personal fax, not the one that your office might have. That is saved on the back end, so that is not here. If you do go by a nickname, you would put that right here. Then it's going to collect the address information for your brokerage, and if you do change anything, it is very important that you click Save. Aside from that, you'll see my personal addresses, so I have it set that the only address MyBore has for me is my brokerage. Under additional profile info, it's going to have your MyBore number, your date you joined, your email address. I do not personally use my personal email for anything business, but you could if you wanted. You could add a job title. I've noticed most people do not have a job title, so you could easily add that in there. I don't use department. I don't use preferred division. I actually didn't even know you could do this, but most likely the division that you are going to the meetings for is what you would want to click. I don't use this field. I don't use any social media specifically for my business. I just use my personal social medias, but you could link those here to add those icons to your account. Then it's going to gather some personal information and preferences that are included in the directory. They're not actually included in ConnectBLC, just the directory inside MyBore Central. I did not put any of this information here. It was already here. And then it's collecting my NAR information. If I did make any changes, again, it's very important, click Save. In this case, I did not. The one field I do want to point out that is missing is you cannot add your website right now. That field is not here. If you call into MyBore, they also cannot add your website at this time. I have made numerous calls in. I've also spoken with a couple people in person. They are working on how to add that field back. But as of right now, you cannot add your website to this profile page. Now, the reason you're updating your profile information inside of MyBore Central is because if you go back to ConnectBLC, you're just saying what information is not shown on your business card and what information you do want to show on your business card. But it's pulling the information from MyBore Central into these grayed out fields. So you'll notice I'm sharing my display name. I have to. It's an asterisk. My primary email, my title, my office address, my office phone. My direct line, you'll actually notice I do not have anything in the direct line field, so I am going to change that to not be included. Then you'll notice that I'm sharing my cell phone. I do actually have a cell phone number in here. The next thing is alternate phone number. I do not have anything in that field, so I'm going to take that off as well. The My Listings link, again, that is an option if you want to use it. It does work. I personally do not have any listings right now, so none are showing up under the link. And then my office website, which I'm going to leave there because eventually I do want to add my website. I'm going to click Save because I did make changes. And the one thing I want to point out is this does not update immediately. Give it about 15, 20, 30 minutes and it will update to show the correct information. Again, you'll see my name, my title, my office address, office phone, cell phone, this link to show your listings if I did have any, but I do not currently have active listings, my email address, and then my website, or at least a placeholder for it for later. The last quick thing I want to talk about is getting a photo on your profile. So if you wanted to do that, again, under personal info, you just click this fourth radio button, which is upload my photo. And you need to click the choose file button, which is in the photo location. That's going to search all photos on the device you're on. Then you're going to need to click upload photo first and then save. You do need to click both. So if you only click save once you see the photo, it's not actually uploaded. If you only click upload photo and then you click some other icon, it's not actually uploaded. Select the photo you want, choose upload photo, click save. Hopefully that's been helpful. This was really just some quick information to get you set up properly. If I didn't already mention it, your cell phone did not automatically pull over and is not being shared on your business card. So it is very important that you go in and you get your business card updated. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.